So, what you want to talk about? This is Fudge's 3 Rock podcast. Welcome. It's been a minute. Today I watched Night of Champions. I actually watched it this morning live at 10 a.m. here in California. And it usually goes that way when they're in Saudi Arabia, way across the world. So, I watched it this morning at work. Had 2 hours to spare. Had 2 hours to spend, I guess you can say. And it felt like 4 hours I spent watching this pay-per-view that seemed to drag. Well, anyway, let's just get into it. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes was the first match, and I first noticed one thing was that the entrances have become sing-alongs. Yes, sing-alongs. All the crowd does these days is just sing along to the wrestler's entrance. And then the rest of the match, for most matches, they're just quiet until some more music comes on that they could sing along to. I didn't know wrestling had become a karaoke. But anyway. So, I'm just trying to go through my notes real quick. Okay. So anyway, so the match started, and I think about 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes into it, the fans were already chanting, "This is awesome." Like, Randy Orton just had like Cody Rhodes in a headlock. They're chanting, "This is awesome" for that. That's how I know that nowadays nobody comes to be an observer of wrestling. They come to be a part of the show and to try to steal the show from those that they came to pay to see give them a show in professional wrestling. So when I see crowds like that and they're saying this is awesome for some mediocre bullshit, I know they just want to be part of the show. And give them a round of applause because, yeah, they spent a lot of their energy in the first couple matches. Anyway, so many things tonight that I just did not like was everybody kicking out of finishers. You had Randy Orton kicking out of a crossroads or two. Cody Rhodes kicking out of a RKO or three. And it's like, I hate to be that guy, like back in my day, but back in my fucking day, when somebody hit their finisher, you knew it was over. You know, Stone Cold hit that Stone Cold Stunner, boom, yeah, dude is down. Triple H hit that pedigree, fuck. You know, there goes another championship for that motherfucker, you know. But nowadays, somebody hits their finisher and it's going to get kicked out of 3 or 4 times. I don't understand the concept of finishers anymore when it comes to wrestling. I don't know. Maybe there's no such thing as finishers anymore. I guess they're just signature moves now. Like, no such thing as finishers, just signatures. This is his signature move. That's what we're just going to call it from now on. The Crossroads, Cody Rhodes' signature move. RKO, Randy Orton's signature move. Signature because they're not finishing no one with their fucking finisher move. So now it's a signature. Anyway, Anyways, Cody Rhodes ends up winning. Match was mediocre at best, generic mostly. And it didn't feel like a King of the Ring win. I remember, again, back in my day, I remember when there would be like 4 superstars. 2 of those superstars were going to wrestle 2 matches each. The first match was going to be another qualifying match to get them in the King of the Ring match later that night with whoever won their qualifying match in that same night. And then whoever won the King of the Ring after that, it felt earned. But now it's just like, I don't know, just maybe I just can't move on with the times because these shows don't feel earned at all. None of that, "this is awesome," none of those chants feel earned. None of the clapping and singing along to somebody's entrance music feels earned. It feels forced nowadays. But anyways, let's go to it. And let me just side note. For this pay-per-view to be called Nights of Champions, it just grinds my gears that all the champions were sitting in the fucking crowd watching the show. Why weren't they defending the championships on the Night of Champions? It makes no fucking sense to me. Triple H, quit. Please quit. Quit right now. Quit, and we won't blame you for it. We'll actually respect you for it if you just quit instead of being forced out because you're forcing this shit down everybody's throats and we hate it. Anyway, well, I hate it. I can't speak for them, the brainwashed. I can't speak for the brainwashed. But, anyways, so yeah, we've seen Street Profits, Tiffany, and the new women's Intercontinental Champion out in the crowd throughout the whole night on Nights of Champions, and they're not defending the championships. Oh my goodness. Anyways, next up was what I would say was the best match of the night: Raquel versus Rhea Ripley. And if you guys disagree, I won't hold you to it. I won't hold it against you because I do have a little something for Raquel Rodriguez, so I'm a little bit biased. But anyways, Raquel Rodriguez came out looking sexy, looking fly. I dig her. I don't know why. I just dig her. She tall, but she seemed like she a sweet girl, but she got sex appeal. I like that. And then Rhea Ripley came out looking good also. Hats off to her. But watching the entrances, I was definitely hoping the match was gonna be better than the entrances. And they didn't really disappoint. Only things I do have to point out is like Raquel's early power moves, they look really good, like that power close, like pow, pow, pow. You know what I'm talking about? She was hitting, she was hitting Rhea with those. But then there was like this little tackle where it looked like Raquel hesitated, and there's a couple more spots where you can see Raquel hesitating. I'm not sure if it's because she's scared that she's gonna hit her partner, or not her partner, but her opponent, and she doesn't want to hurt them for real. But one thing I will give as advice to any wrestler is to work on making it look real, to where you know how much to hold back. Study guys like The Undertaker, was known for making that shit look like it hurt, but hitting them smooth like butter. You didn't feel that shit. You didn't feel it at all, according to some wrestlers. But anyways, for Raquel, I would like to see that improved. I would definitely like to see her get a bit more aggressive and not show so much of her hesitating before she hits a move, because it takes me out of the match and I realize that it's just a fucking spot. Rhea Ripley definitely sold for Raquel tonight. She made Raquel look like gold, and I like that. I respect that. But then when her comeback was really dope, she had a cool little comeback. Raquel put her through a couple tables, or a table, maybe just one. I don't remember. But and I will say this: Roxanne came out, interfered, got in Rhea's face, or hit Rhea from the back, then got in her face. But then Rhea got the upper hand, beat her up outside, threw a trash can over her head, and boom, the rest is history. But I want to say Roxanne is a lot better than Liv Morgan. And I feel like if Liv Morgan doesn't step it up when she comes back, Roxanne will not only replace her in the Judgment Day, but she will replace her in the roster and in the company. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. I know a storyline like, oh, Liv might be replaced, but no. Roxanne is actually really good, and I think she could replace Liv and give the whole WWE quote-unquote universe what they really want, and that type of character that Liv is trying to portray. I feel like the character Liv is trying to portray, Roxanne does it naturally. Well, anyway, Rhea picks up the win with a riptide off the turnbuckle. I guess Raquel put a table on top of the turnbuckle, setting up for that spot for Rip to get her up on the turnbuckle and hit the riptide. I really wanted to see Raquel get the win, but she didn't. Rhea got the win, but I'm just glad to see Rhea wrestle in the match. Thank you. But let's see what else I got here on my notes. Cross versus Zayn. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't watch it. I kind of zoned out. I started zoning out at this point. But Sami Zayn did pick up the victory. Yeah, you already knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. Fourth match, Solo versus Jacob Fatu. Sorry if I butchered your last name, Solo. But yeah, I'm tired of the bloodline. I'm just tired of the bloodline because this is like Solo's bloodline is like bloodline light. Like it's nothing like the original. Watered down. I don't want it. But I guess they're selling t-shirts, I think. But Jacob Fatu is a beast in the ring. You know, he was letting Solo have it. Solo has some good little spots. He got some good personality. He got a little good heel thing going. And of course, they added new members to the new bloodline. They got a new guy, 7 feet tall. He's one of the Tonga brothers. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I don't know his name, and I'm not gonna go look it up. I'll figure it out. You already know. If you know out there, you know. And if you don't, you're gonna figure it out too. If you wish to continue to watch this program, which I'm not too sure. I want to continue watching WWE's program. Anyways, Solo picked up the win after all the interference, and I'm pretty sure Jimmy didn't come to the rescue because he's probably not allowed to leave the states. Personal issues, I'm guessing. I don't know. But Solo Sikoa wins the match. No pop, no booze, just silence. Just silence. And but I will say this: as Solo was walking up to exit out of the arena to the backstage, he did say something that I liked. He said, "I gave everything. Now I'm taking it all." As he clutched on to the United States Championship. I think it was a United States Championship, I believe, not the Intercontinental. Listen, listen. I was trying to hold on all morning. I was trying to keep the attention going. So if I got the titles mixed up, please forgive me. All right. So next up, we had Jade versus Asuka. Was not a good match. I don't remember none of the spots. I will say Asuka knows how to make herself look strong, even when she's about to lose. God bless Asuka. God bless Jade. But I did not watch the match with pure focus. I didn't watch the match at all with pure focus. I kind of just zoned out. So you got to forgive me for that. But Jade did win. And again, no pop, no booze, just silence. But yeah, again, this King of the Ring match did not feel like a King of the Ring match. Like I told you, it didn't feel earned. That's just my opinion. Oh yeah, shout out to Jade for dressing up like Storm. As an old 90s X-Men animated series fan, I appreciated that. And the booty looked nice. Don't hold me on that. I love you. I love you, Jade. Um, what else has we got here? Okay, this one thing I got on my scripts. This was a side note. I said the wrestlers are just going through the motions in the script. I don't believe anything they say in their promos, and I don't believe anything they do in their matches. So, in saying that, I'm just saying that there used to be a whole world back in the, like you say, back in the golden years of wrestling, then in the 90s, the early 2000s, and even the early 10s, there was still this where you would get drawn into the world of wrestling, and that was their world, and you were invested in their drama. Me personally, I can't get invested to none of their drama because none of it is real to me. I just seen motherfucker hugging and slapping hands with the person he's supposed to be beefing with on social media. You know, I'm not saying everybody has to stay in kayfabe, but when I come to the fucking show, please give me a whole show. Give me a whole show. You know, and you don't even have to keep kayfabe outside. But there is something that's called bringing people into that world. You know, so I would say a lot of the wrestlers need to learn how to act, study some actors, take some acting classes. You could probably get free acting classes for some really good people. If you ask the company, I'm pretty sure the company could direct you to learn how to act because most of WWE superstars eventually want to retire and probably go into Hollywood, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I was just rambling. Sorry for rambling. Now let's get to the main event, Punk versus Cena. I actually kind of liked this match in the beginning. I think towards the end, it was just too messy for me. But in the beginning, in the beginning, Cena is obviously going to win. But we watch it anyway. So I watched it, and I will say in my notes that heel Cena sucks. It was good later tonight to see him kind of do a little face, little face turn, not all the way, but he was gonna hit CM Punk with the title, but instead he dropped it because the fans asked him to. How cute. But anyway, the match was decent. It was really good. I felt like if anybody wants to realize or see or watch how to put on a wrestling match without having to do all the crazy jumping and the crazy spots, these men were just doing regular wrestling moves, but they were telling a story. These are veterans. I could look at CM Punk and John Cena working tonight. It wasn't the best match of their careers, but they were working. They were telling a story. And for a certain time and point, I was invested. I was looking at that shit like, man, get it, Punk. Because I don't like Cena, so, I was like, get him, Punk. Get him, But then towards the end, Seth Rollins comes out. You know he's not going to cash in. It's too early, especially for someone like Seth. But he does want to plant the seeds that he's going to try to take anybody's title. So John Cena ends up winning. There was a brief moment where it looks like CM Punk and him are fighting together to keep Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins' gang off of him, but they had some extra help as well. Sami Zayn and Penta came out to even the odds, but John Cena picks up the win. And yeah, like, I'm sorry if I'm not even covering everything, because let me tell you, I am fucking tired. I am tired of really trying to have a little bit of hope that WWE is going to put on a good show. It's just a disappointment. At this point, I feel like they're just doing it for the advertisements. Like, they're just throwing wrestling matches randomly. Like, oh yeah, he's going to go here, he's going to go here, she's going to go there, and they're going to go there. But make sure you put as many advertisements as you can. That's what I feel like we're at. We're just here for the advertisements now, buddy. We just came to see commercials and a little bit of wrestling. They are fucking us. They are fucking you. If you're buying merch, they're fucking you. If you're paying for Peacock just to see the pay-per-views, they're fucking you, because they're giving you the same show, it feels like, every night they put on a show. And I'm tired of it. I want Triple H to retire. I want him to get fired. Something has to give. Because Triple H sucks. Vince McMahon sucked towards the end of Vince McMahon's career. But the majority of Vince McMahon's career, Vince McMahon was still able to run a fucking show, to put on a show, to have stories told, even in the long run or even in the short run. But they were told, not always to the best of his ability, but it was a different feeling when you have someone putting on a show for something that they're passionate about, because either they created it or were passionate enough to elevate it, which Vince McMahon elevated what was already created from his father when it came to WWF, now WWE. I feel like Triple H is just ruining it. He doesn't get it. He was only a wrestler. He's not a fucking booker. He sucks. And listen, I'm really just trying not to say anything that I'm gonna regret later, because at the end of the day, it's all entertainment. I'm just mad because I've invested a lot of years of my life watching wrestling, and I understand it. I'm passionate about it. If somebody were to come up to me and say wrestling is fake, I might risk it, and I might risk my freedom defending wrestling when someone comes up and says it's fake. Yeah, it's a fucking show. It's fucking entertainment, but I respect the work that these wrestlers do day in and day out. And I feel like a lot of them need better opportunities, better stories. But I feel like Triple H is running a circus, and the circus is his, and he's going to do whatever he wants, and he don't give a fuck what you think. Just sit and enjoy his show. I don't feel like I need to anymore. So for the rest of the time until he gets better, I'm just going to catch the highlights, because tonight was a disappointment, and I'm tired of all the disappointments. Triple H, retire. Please retire. I'm knocking on your door. Retire. Or are we just going to have one more? One more match. But anyway, that was my review for Knights of Champion. I hated it. It sucked. Forgive me if I rambled on and whatnot. But anyways, you guys have a good night. If you love wrestling and if you love tonight's show, you love what you love, you know. Uh, if you felt like I felt, salute. Hopefully things will get better. Till next time.